Hey everybody, what is up? I have another mobile game review for you guys today from a game called Smash Supreme, and I'll be asking, is it worth your download? At its heart, this is a fighting game, but you don't necessarily fight your opponent with conventional combos. No, instead you use a deck of skills. Currently, there are 4 different characters, and each character has some special cards that they can use in their deck that dictates their overall moveset. And then when you actually get inside of a match, the moves that are listed at the bottom of the screen are randomly chosen 3 at a time. The other controls that you have at your disposal is the ability to choose which way you want to walk, left or right, by swiping on the screen, and then you have a defense meter that once it has been used to block an attack, must wait several seconds for it to recharge before you can defend again. Now that you see what the combat is like, the closest comparison that I could make for this game would honestly be Clash Royale, because it is quite literally the almost exact same mechanics, but in a fighting game instead of a top-down strategy game. The cool thing about that is, though, is that in this game you have a little bit more freedom and strategic and tactical diversity than you do in, say, a game like Clash Royale, where you can't really control your units. You really only have timing and then the cards that you have at your disposal. Whereas in Smash Supreme, you have the ability to create combos out of the cards that are generated at the bottom of the screen in such a way that when you take active defending and movement into account, there's somewhat of a skill ceiling, where what's important is not the cards that you have in your deck, but how and when you use them. Moving forward, the similarities between this game and Clash Royale do not end there. Everything down from the way you obtain these new cards for your deck, even down to the font, is very similar if not the same. To that I say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And I agree, because the way this game works, the way Clash Royale worked on a fundamental level, I feel much better fits a game like this where it's a fighter as opposed to, what Clash Royale actually is. The gameplay is solid and fluid, and it runs at 60 frames per second on my phone, which is really nothing more than a LG Stylus V2. So on anything higher than a budget phone, yeah, this game's gonna look and run great. And speaking of looks, I really am digging the kind of cartoony art style. The environment and as well as the characters are both expressive, highly detailed, and from an animation standpoint, it's not too bad. It's a little stiff here and there with some moves, especially some of the falling animations, but those are just kind of nitpicks. Currently, on the Android mobile market, the game is in early access. It's not quite fully released, although I was easily enough able to obtain access to the game just by really downloading it. I guess it's just not heavily advertised yet. But in terms of content, there's not a ton of moves that I am able to see. A lot of the cards that I do get from a variety of chests, even the most rare ones, are just more of the same, sometimes some new dyes or emotes, rarely a new move. There doesn't seem to be quite a lot yet. Another shortcoming I found with this game is how it matchmakes you with other people, and it might be because the player base is a little smaller than it should be, but the issue that I have is that people who are, say, maybe only level 2 or level 3 that have 14 to 1500 HP are sometimes put up against people who have 1900 or 2000 plus HP and they're level 6, 7, 8, 9. There's more than just an HP difference as well between two people who are differently leveled, because in order to get those higher levels, you need to get more and more of the same card and then upgrade that card, increasing its overall damage output or multiplier or what have you. So when you're a low-level player going up against somebody who's higher level, they're going to hit you even harder using the same skills, and you're going to have less HP than they do. That is definitely not fair, even if the ranking itself between you and them is similar. Because when it takes you 2 or 3 skills to equal the same amount of damage done to their life bar as to yours, that's where I take issue. Thankfully, this doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. Like, I'd say maybe 1 out of every 5 games or 5 matches is like this. But hopefully, as the game continues to develop and ultimately release, it should be less and less of an issue once more and more people play this game, which I'm sure will become very popular. That all said, even in its early access state, I do think that Smash Supreme is worth your download. Outside of combat, it's fairly straightforward, easy to customize your character, somewhat robust in that aspect, if limited because you have to unlock everything else. And then inside of combat, you have something that takes more than just luck and timing. It takes skill, knowing what each move does, how it works, how fast it works, and how far it reaches. It's something that I'll definitely see myself playing time to time, just to open some chests, maybe have a few fights here and there. But that's the whole point of these mobile games. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about Smash Supreme. Are you going to go try it out, maybe wait until it's fully released? Let me know, we'll have a conversation about it. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more mobile game reviews, or reviews in general, then you know what buttons to press to make me happy. Thank you very much for watching, I appreciate your continued support on my channel, and I will catch you next time.